Houston Morning News with Matt Patrick continues.
KTRH News time is 7:47, and I have to be honest with you, I've been waiting for this moment all week long. Former quarterback of the Houston Oilers, the Love You Blue Days, Dan Pastorini, in the studio with us. And I got to tell you, I've been reading the book. I'm laughing. I love the way you wrote the book, Taking Flak, My Life in the Fast Lane. You talk about your days with the Oilers and the Raiders, but what's interesting is all the stuff that took place in between Sundays. That's good stuff, Dan. It really is. Welcome to Houston's Morning News, my friend.
It's nice to be here. Pleasure.
I read the comment, actually the quote that you wrote in the book about the day that you left Houston in order to go to Oakland. Just things didn't quite turn out the way you would have liked. Everyone wanted the Oilers to go to the Super Bowl. Didn't quite happen. There's a picture in the book of you coming off the plane. Only you and Bum Phillips knew that was your last day playing for the Oilers, correct?
Yeah, it was. At that time, it was. In fact, Bum and I had talked the year before, and there was a contract problem that I had, and would like to get it resolved to help my folks. I was paying them to take care of them, and Bud wouldn't go for it, and it kind of upset me a little bit, especially after playing hurt. And I went to Bum about it. Bum said, "Look," he said, "I understand." He said, "Just give it one more year, and if you feel the same way, then I'll trade you anywhere you want to go." So that next year came. We went to the championship game. We had the heartbreaking non-catch with Mike Renfro. It was like, what do we have to do to beat these guys? And then Bum on the flight back, I see him get up and start walking to the back of the plane where I was sitting. And he came up. He said, "Well, you're a man of your word." He said, "You still want to be traded?" And I just kind of thought for a second. I said, yeah, I think it might be best for everybody involved, me, the team, everybody. And so, weeks later, I was traded. And then we both look at that today. At least he claims, he said that's one of the biggest mistakes he made. It was one of the biggest mistakes I made as well. We talked about it, and I said, "Why did you ask me at that time?" I said, "I was looking for a place to jump out of the plane because, what do we have to do to win a championship against the Pittsburgh Steelers?" And, I was kind of an emotional wreck at that particular time. I did wear my feelings on my sleeves, unfortunately. And he said, "Well, I didn't think he'd say yeah." And I said, "Why didn't you wait a week or two to ask me?" I said, "I probably wouldn't have said yeah." So anyway, bottom line is it was a mistake on both of our parts that we both regret. I certainly regret it. I wish I stayed here for the remainder of my career. But in leaving town that day, I remember there was a particular sportscaster that didn't care for me very much and was on me pretty heavily, so I wanted to make sure he
turn the
knew
radio
he was number
on
one.
After a loss. I mean, you should know
I
that.
know that. I know. Well, I was leaving town, so I figured it didn't matter. So.
Hey, did you literally stick your hand out of the?
I did. Right there, just outside the city limits, about halfway between Houston and Katy.
Did you say "screw you" or did you use, because the language in this book is not for the faint of heart? Don't say it on the air.
It's not
here.
for young kids.
No, it certainly isn't.
No, it's factual. I mean, it's. I told John when we did the book, don't ask me questions unless you want to know the absolute truth. I said, because I'm going to come clean on a lot of things, and there were a lot of things that were very difficult to discuss.
I can imagine.
And own up to. And, there were some fun things to talk about, too. So I thought John did a great job taking us through the journey from, looking at the fence at the practice field and then ending up there again and to what I've experienced today. But
Taking Flak is the name of the book. Dan Pastorini joins us today. We're going to take a quick break, Dan, and we're going to come back. We'll talk a little bit about the Houston Texans. I know you're very proud of what they accomplished this year. And you will be at the Barnes & Noble, Westheimer and Voss tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3, signing your book if you'd like to meet Dan yourself.
Back to Matt Patrick.
There's so many comments.
Dan Pastorini smiling over there. Go ahead, Lois. I know you want to ask a question to Dan here.
The Heart Institute has not seen my girlfriend. She gets the heart rate up just looking at her.
Well, Taking Flak, did you get your heart rate up putting this book together? I mean, it must have taken a lot of just, like you said, gut-wrenching stories for you to get it out there, both positive and negative.
It was. I use the term cathartic. It really was. John asked some tough questions, and I promised him I'm going to answer, and I did. And it was very difficult to come clean on a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things that you kind of get embarrassed about, but you have to do it. You have to just come clean on everything if you're going to be honest, and that's what I wanted everybody to know. I wanted to know the real me, what was going on in my life behind the scenes that they might not have been aware of, and being that duality of a celebrity and private person is a very difficult thing to balance sometimes.
Sure.
Now, don't forget, you can meet Dan 1 to 3 tomorrow afternoon, Barnes & Noble, Westheimer and Voss. He'll be there signing his book, Taking Flak, Living Life in the Fast Lane. Be sure to stop by and see Dan Pastorini. Dan, we're running short on time. I know I'll have you this afternoon on my talk show. We're going to hook up this afternoon about 4:20. You and I will be talking on the 950. Looking forward to that. Real quick, Houston Texans, very proud of them this season.
Very proud of them. They really showed a lot of grit. They had every reason to quit throughout the year, and they didn't. I was very proud of the young quarterback coming in, and under the circumstances, I thought did a heck of a job. And it was just unfortunate. There were a couple of mistakes at key times, but they were still in the game. They still had a chance to win that game, even at the end. And they'd been playing for the championship this week. But yeah, I was very proud of the way they handled everything. I'm proud of my friends Gary Kubiak and Wade Phillips and Bob McNair. I mean, they just really did a great job this year.
No question about it. We are privileged to have you here with us. God bless you. New book, pick it up. It is awesome. 1 to 3 tomorrow afternoon, Barnes & Noble, Westheimer and Voss. Dan Pastorini will be there.